In this video, I want to showcase the project I did for my master's thesis. The idea was to build a smart home ecosystem that lets users connect commercial devices that follow the Meta standard to one centralized hub, while also keeping a focus on privacy. The system allows users to choose individual privacy states for each device. In local mode, the device is only accessible within the home network, making it very safe in terms of privacy, but also cutting out a lot of features users may want from their smart home. In online mode, the device is accessible from anywhere in the world through a password-protected website. In online shared mode, the device is also accessible through connected third-party hubs like Google Home or Alexa. While this mode provides the most features, it also comes with the most privacy risks, as you grant big corporations access to your data. The project is divided into two main components. The first component is the Privacy Hub, which is at the core of the system. It manages all communications and hosts the front-end interface for accessing the smart home. This part is more software focused and was developed by a close friend of mine who worked on it as part of his own master thesis. The second component is a tangible smart home dashboard that can be used to visualize smart homes and give users access to discrete privacy controls. This part is more hardware centered and was done by me. The Privacy Hub consists of a Raspberry Pi 4 with a Thread dongle and a LED ring to indicate the system status. New devices can be paired using the front end by entering the pairing code. Smart hubs like Alexa can be paired in a similar way by adding the Privacy Hub as a meta device in the Alexa app and then scanning the QR code with your phone. At the heart of the tangible dashboard are 16 custom-designed PCBs, each featuring a 4x4 grid of DuPont plugs. These PCBs are mounted onto a wooden backplate using 3D printed spacers and a laser-cut acrylic sheet. To simplify the wiring process, I placed 16 high-resolution LED strips between the rows of plugs, rather than individually soldering an LED for each plug. These LEDs will later be used to visualize data flow between smart home devices. Finally, I covered the LED strips with 256 individual 3D printed bricks as well as 6 LED covers to hide the wiring. These bricks not only incorporate a key lock mechanism to make device connections easier, but also include light channels that ensure that the LED for each plug appears centralized, even if the LEDs aren't perfectly aligned. When devices are plugged into the dashboard, they can determine their position through a set of 3 pins in the DuPont plug. These pins have different voltages that are achieved through a series of resistors depending on their position. One pin is staggered from 5.5 to 0 volts in 16 steps to identify on which of the 16 PCBs the device has been plugged into. The other 2 pins contain information about the row and column within a PCB and are staggered from 5.5 to 0 volts in 4 steps. With this information, the device can then determine its absolute position on the dashboard and animate data trails accordingly. The dashboard features a total of 256 plugs that can be used to visualize floor plans using custom 3D printed poles and string. Onto this floor plan, the user can now plug so-called proxies that represent smart home devices. These proxies consist of parts that viewers of my channel might recognize from prior videos. A round display with an UI that I made at Squareline Studio, an incremental encoder that is used as input modality, and a custom PCB to make the devices smaller. Everything is powered by an ESP32 and secured in a custom 3D printed housing that can be screwed together. The proxies connect to an access point that is hosted by the Raspberry Pi 4 that powers the dashboard, and they communicate via MQTT. When a user changes the privacy state either on a proxy or via the digital front end, the data flow gets visualized in real time. This of course is also true when the device is controlled in any way. The data always either flows from a device proxy to the hub proxy or vice versa. To keep this video at a reasonable length, I cannot go deeper into the technicalities of the dashboard. If you are interested though, I recommend reading the system chapter of my master's thesis, which is provided together with all the code and CAD files in a GitHub repository in the description below. Additionally, I am more than happy to discuss about this project on my Discord server, which is also linked below. We are trying to publish our combined work as a paper on a conference, and if it gets accepted, I will put a link to that in the description as well. I hope you found this project as interesting as I did. See you in the next one.